Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so we're going to be landing this thing in this episode, and I have a few things to cover before we really get started on this landing. Now, one of the things that happened, and I have to emphasize on this, we ended up launching a mission to refuel this, and I ended up recording all of this and everything else, and I thought my microphone was working. Now, I just found out that there is a split in my wire on my microphone that I overlooked. It's inside of the wire. It's not like it's actually ripped open. Now, I was recording and everything else, and that episode turned out with no audio. So it was either me uploading something that's completely silent, or I just kind of cover what I ended up doing. So I'm just going to show you on this craft here. This is just to clear up that, like, you know, I didn't do any kind of like crazy voodoo on my game or anything like that. But I'll switch to this and just show you real quick. Yeah, that I ended up launching a refueler. I'm going to cover this in a later episode, and, you know, I'll show the fuel that, you know, we ended up exchanging out and all that other good stuff, just so you guys know that I actually did refuel it, and I didn't do any kind of witchcraft to this thing. So, yeah, we'll switch back to the Mobile Mun Base here. Hopefully the Kraken didn't come back. The Kraken is strong with this one. Just tons of stuff that happened. And I'm actually kind of angry that the recording didn't go through, but whatever. So anyways, guys, let's get this thing on the ground. There are a lot of problems with this, and I am sort of concerned that we're not going to be able to land. Just overall, the amount of speed that builds up as we get closer to the surface is just intense. I really don't know how we're going to actually land this thing properly. I have done a couple landings before. Obviously, I shot a landing video before this, and I stopped halfway through and just checked what was recording, and then I realized that there was nothing actually being recorded, so I just crashed into the moon. But I was down to roughly 10,000 meters or so, and then everything just kind of went sour, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is crappy. So I'm gonna bring this up a little bit, and this should save us slightly. I don't know how well this is actually going to work, but my main plan, I'm gonna do another orbit around, actually. Yeah, there we go. My main plan is to land inside of this crater here, but I want to land closer to the canyon part of this crater, so I'm going to slow this down, just bring this up a little bit. I'm not so concerned with fuel. I'm very concerned with slowing down. That's kind of the main thing that I'm very concerned about. This landing is probably going to be my hardest landing I've ever done, and I will say, you know, I've played this game so long and I've landed so many things, but it just seems like this stage just doesn't have enough oomph to slow us down all the way, and that's the main thing. It's just the overall weight, which I'll go and show you right now. I mean, we are losing a little bit of mass right now by burning these engines, but yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit heavy, just a tidbit. And landing that on the surface, I don't think is going to be just an easy. One does not simply land this thing on the surface. That's all I can say. Whoa, should slow that down. I'll bring it up a little bit more, actually. It's good that I did this burn over here. I think it really did help out a little bit. So I'm gonna start my burn probably somewhere around right. Like, I kind of want to fall into the crater, but at the same time, I don't like a descent where it kind of just falls, like, you know, you start coming down gradually. It really, to me, I don't like that at all. Just that I'd rather come straight down and, you know, burn away as much velocity as possible while we're, you know, really far out, and have more of a fall instead of, like, slight impact, I guess. I don't know. Some people land a little bit differently than how I land, and a lot of people play this game a lot differently than I normally play it, so that's just kind of how it's gonna go. But let's see. Let's get this over, and we'll start our landing. I really hope that this goes well. You know, I really don't know if we're gonna be able to land this easily. I'm a little bit skeptical, guys. Just give me a break, because I've tried this landing now a couple times, and it kind of falls back almost to the same exact thing over and over again, and it's just not enough velocity to slow us down, and that's kind of the main thing. And that's surprising too, considering that these engines are, you know, really, really good. I mean, as far as, you know, the amount of speed, I mean, this would be like one Poodle engine, but only with a lot better efficiency. Which I think the efficiency got lowered on these. I don't know. I thought it was like 1200. I don't know. Whatever. But I'm going to keep us, just try to get us slowed down. I don't know how well this is going to go out. There's a lot of unknowns, guys, so we'll see what we can get, and we'll be happy. I'll be happy once this thing's on the surface. That's all I can say. Really removing a lot of this velocity is just, it's becoming a little bit of a problem, especially as we get closer. So I really don't know. I do have a plan on landing in this crater, but once again, if something happens where I can't actually do it, then, you know, wherever we land is where we land. I just don't want to land on a hill. Please don't let me land on a hill. That's the only thing. You got to be really picky and choosy about landing sites in this game now, at least on the moon, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. The overall effort in trying to land has, like, increased like by a just insane amount. But the other thing I should mention, because I didn't actually talk about this, because somebody brought it up, and I actually addressed it in the episode that I shot where there was no audio. Basically, somebody was talking about how a few people have actually messaged me about bugs that they're having in the game, and maybe if they can be fixed. And the only thing I'm gonna say is I don't know a lot about bug fixing and stuff like that when it comes to this game. The one thing I will say is try to isolate it. Try to figure out whether it's your computer or it's the game. That's the only thing I can say. Try to figure out, okay, well, if I do this, is it the game that's causing the problem, or is it my hardware that's causing the problem? That's the one major thing that I can give you. That's all I can really tell you. As far as, you know, the bug I was experiencing, I was in the VAB, the 4 buttons in the corner, basically that control about, you know, building craft and, you know, being able to do all that stuff, basically became unusable. They just didn't work. Flat out didn't work at all. So everything, the only one that worked was create a new craft, and the other one was, whatchamacallit, not the create a new craft, but the save craft. I couldn't save, or no, the save one worked and the load one worked, but all the other ones didn't. That's what happened. And so basically, I could build stuff. I just couldn't save it. I couldn't rename it. I couldn't do anything with it as far as any of that's concerned. The only way I figured out how to fix it was by lowering the resolution or starting a new game. That's the only 2 ways I could figure out how to fix it. Other than that, I am clueless as to what is actually happening with the game and why it's doing that. So, the one thing I will have to say is a lot of people get whiny with this game, and they say, like, okay, and I'm not, like, trying to point a finger at any one of my subscribers or anybody in general, but a lot of people get whiny with games like this, where it's an alpha. So, you know, like, there will be bugs. There will always be bugs until it's, you know, its official release. And that's just kind of how it is. You're going to have to deal with it. Minecraft was no different. Every other game was no different than this. That's just kind of the way it happens. So, for me, I mean, I'm accepting of bugs, but the problem is I don't like the bugs that are game-breaking, annoying, oh my god, why would you even have this in the game kind of bugs. Like, why isn't there a fix out already for this? Which is sometimes some of the bugs in games like that. It's just kind of how it is. There's really no way to say, okay, well, we got to get rid of this or we got to do that, and it, you know, for them, a squad is doing a great job with what they got. I mean, I can't believe this game is actually playable. You know, you think the physics would just, like, destroy everything in this game, but everything just works so nicely. And it looks like we're going to come down in a very shallow crater as well. I don't know how well that's going to, you know, or if that's going to hold. But as long as we're in a very, very shallow crater, I'm okay with this. Preferably, I'd like to land on a solid surface, but whatever. I'm just going to try lining this up, and you can see that just it's impossible to lose all this velocity. We're just going so fast. My engines are on full blast ahead. You know, it's just impossible to lose all the velocity. But we're still falling, and we're still 26 off the surface, so that's not that bad. That's the other thing, too. I just realized that you can actually use this as your altitude. You know, if you don't want to play, you can pretty much now play this game only in the map mode, basically, if you wanted to. Which is kind of fun, I guess, if you like maps. But you see the velocity is just not changing at all. It just doesn't even want to budge. We're getting closer and closer, and nothing's happening. But this stage will eventually be gone, and we're going to lose a lot of weight from this one module. So, and plus, I mean, most of it is getting drained out now. We should have lost a decent amount of velocity. And my keyboard decided to not work right now. Come on. Come back to life. The beautiful thing of using a wireless keyboard while playing a game like this. Come on. Come on. Come back to us. Come back to us. There we go. Jeez. What's going on? Come on. Come on. I really don't need this right now. At least we're slowing down. That's all I can say. There we go. The keyboard's back. So, I'm gonna kind of, you know, we've lost a good amount of mass, though. That's the only thing I will say. We're down to 100. We were at 120. Now we're down to 100. So, I'm okay with that. You know, we're gonna gradually slow down. It's just, we're still falling like a brick. So, that's the main problem. Now, this landing stage, I am really hoping that this landing stage does exactly what I need it to do, and it really holds together. Otherwise, we're gonna have some problems. You can see that these will decouple. All the engines will be gone when we land. So, just get this back in the center a little bit. All right, and I'm gonna put my engines on a very slow burn. This is gonna be intensely slow. I just wanted to get it to where either we're gaining just a tiny bit of velocity or we're burning it away. One or the other. There we go. Got it down just perfect. And I just want to make sure, I think 30 is going to be like our safe zone, if you want to call it that. And I'm not really concerned with fuel, once again. I think I'm going to let it fall a little bit more. I don't know. I'll let it speed up to like 40 maybe, 45. But you can see we're just dropping like just crazy. I can't, I have like almost no control over whether or not where I can hold a specific speed. So I'm probably going to speed this up a little bit too. I will speed up this landing a little bit because this is going to take forever. And we got a touchdown, guys. Oh my god. This had to be the hardest landing I have ever done, ever. Wow. This is just insane. Alright, so time to prep this thing for being on the ground now. Time to get rid of just making sure everything is right. Alright, yeah. Get rid of this. There we go. Goodbye. And we shouldn't be able to move right now. At least sort of not be able to move. Alright, turn off the brakes first and then try. I put the landing gear on this thing. Excuse me. I put the landing gear on this thing and a bunch of other stuff. Basically, this thing should be very maneuverable, and I'm just gonna slow it down now. I'll put the whoa, yeah. Slow down. I'll put the there we go. This thing, wow. Alright, time to deploy the ladder. I know the ladder probably isn't long enough to actually reach the ground, but it should be close at least. I designed it to at least be close to where they could kind of grab onto it. And get the ladder down on here, and we'll go inside, and it's time to get this ladder down and then turn on all our science experiments here. So we got all this good information that is pretty much worthless. Yeah, there's no vacuum, or yeah, it's in a vacuum. So we'll open our solar panels too, start getting some charge back. Wow. This is just intense. Absolutely insane. That's all I have to say. I can't believe I got this thing down on the surface. And it ended in one piece, too. I mean, other than this junk all sitting around over here, but we kind of irradiated the landscape a little bit. Not that big of a deal. I'll eventually, maybe I'll take a trip over that way. I'm going to show you guys some of the features and some of the stuff. So let's get on EVA, and yeah, let go of this. You don't need to even hold on to that anymore. So we got, you know, our little hab, whatever you want to call it, and I'm afraid to jump. I'm gonna turn on the, yeah, I'm gonna just do it this way. So get them up here, come on, and we should be able to, if I'm, come on, there we go. Oh my god, don't slip through. There we go. So let's see, I gotta see this. Switch craft. There we go. Now, can we get an inside view? Oh god, go back to him. Turn off your pack. There we go. So switch back. He's like sort of floating there. That's weird. Alright, yeah. We'll go back to this view in a second, but let's see. Can we see him? Oh god, there's the back of his head. I can't even... Come on. Which one is it? Alright, there's the back of his head. That means... What? Where is he? I don't see him. Can't see him. Okay, so back to this view. Are all these connected? Did something happen here real quick that I'm not aware of? Let's see. It should say crew hatch over all of these. So as long as it says crew hatch, that means we have control of all of them. There we go. Alright, so we'll switch back to our Kerbal. There we go. Yeah, that's maybe why we can't see him. He's like laying on the floor. So I'm going to cover some of the features of this thing. You know, obviously the inside, you know, I can walk up here, and I put the ladder there so he can walk up and just casually, you know, just climb up and get inside this thing to drive it. And, you know, he can get up to his cockpit, even though there's somebody already in there, so he can't get in. I don't know how... Is this thing... Can it hold two people? I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother. So, just let go. There we go. Yeah, just fall on your back. Idiot. So, come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. I don't dare speed it up in any kind of way, because I'm probably gonna destroy everything with this Kerbal. Like, he'll clip inside the thing or something to just destroy it. So this is the porch, I guess, if you want to call it that. I kind of just figured to call this the porch. You know, I put the struts here so it'll kind of hold things all together a little bit better. And oh my god, get up. Just walked into a wall. So, oh my god, he's gonna fall off. Get up. There you go. Wow, are you that stupid? Oh my god, just get to the ladder. And I used to be able to, oh, there we go. Get on the ladder. There we go. And you can come down while the base is parked. And these things really don't even touch the ground. I thought they were touching the ground. I did a test on Kerbin and they were touching the ground. But, you know, he has the rover down here you can get inside of. And I'm not going to test it out because I don't feel like docking it back up and all that stuff. But basically it's got RCS on it. And the RCS work underneath. You can fire and launch it and dock it back up underneath the craft. So this thing is absolutely massive compared to a Kerbal. I just think this is hilarious. I mean, just the wheels alone, I landed good enough to where I didn't even pop a wheel. So, let's get a pack out and just get over to this ladder. There we go. Get on. And, yeah, see, this sort of works, but the game doesn't have the, I guess, logic in it or whatever to understand that, you know, if you can put something next to it like that and for it to work properly. But, you know, we got the porch. I didn't put the G on it this time because I was trying to save on parts instead. So, let's see. Is there anyone in here? No. Go back into your house. The only problem is that sucks is these windows are in a way that you can't, you know, position them to where you can view the outside, you know, properly. So, overall, I'll just get the gear back up and we'll go on a little trip here. So I'm going to quick save just to make sure that, you know, this thing is going to be on the ground and stay on the ground and all that other good stuff. And hopefully I don't have any microphone problems, because if I do, I'm going to break something. So, let's see, turn the brakes off. Let's get going. Okay, this way. But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to show you guys that I added as well to the new one is ion engines. So I will activate those ion engines. Alright, I think they're started. Yeah, there we go. So these should help propel it forward along with the actual you know, the robotic wheels and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to get over to this canyon and then see if we can actually see where the crack is on the surface, you know, the massive canyon. And, you know, as far as the battery is concerned, I'm not so concerned with this one about losing battery. I added a lot more battery, especially since they added the new 4000 battery that, you know, basically would never run out ever. So it really does help out with a lot of things. That's all I can say. Oh yeah, and I also added another feature because somebody mentioned this before. I can now disable the wheels underneath. And that really does help out a lot. Did something just break? I don't think so. It looked like it, but I don't think anything broke. So we'll get up this hill here, and it really doesn't have that much problems getting up hills. I'll look at the weight after, since we've just landed and all that other good stuff. We'll see what the weight is on this craft. But you can see it's pretty rigid. It holds together pretty well. I mean, I'm a little concerned with stuff breaking, but I don't know exactly, you know, if everything is going to be 100% stable. It kind of wants to turn a little bit to the left, and I don't know what that's from, but we got to slow down here in a second because I don't know what is coming up ahead of us, if this is just a massive crater or whatever it is. So, We've pulled up at a huge crater. You can see the trench is over here a little bit. Maybe I'll make a trip to the trench to see what it's like. See all the cool stuff on the surface of the moon. And what's cool is the actual wheels, the way they work, as far as when you hit like a bump or something like that. And we got a little bit of airtime. That's amazing. Oh god, there's a little bit more. This surface isn't 100% flat. Like, it's not smooth. It's more of a jagged texture, I guess, around these craters here. But wow, that's all I can say. This is just amazing. So the one thing I wanted to do, and I'm going to slowly just try to slow down a little bit. I'm gonna kill these ion engines for now, and we'll start losing some speed a little bit. And I'm going to try not to put much speed on this thing, and I'm going to try to get it up to the top of this, get it on the rim, and try to park it kind of just pointing towards the crater, pointing down a little bit, if we can get that. So try to slow it down. Once we get up this hill, it's probably going to slow it down a bit. These panels are really holding. I can't believe on how much abuse these things are taking. Wow, we sort of bottomed it out. Holy crap. Oh, we actually destroyed something. No biggie. Oh, wow. We destroyed a lot of things. That sucks. Did we lose control of it? Yeah, we destroyed a lot of stuff. That isn't good. This thing isn't really good for, I guess, really rugged, nasty terrain. But I wanted to see what this would look like, and I'm just going to reload it after this. So, whatever. I'm just going to turn the brakes on. There we go. And time warp it into the crater. Oh my god. What happened to the light? What happened to the lights? Oh, the lights are on. Oh, the battery's dead. That makes a little bit of sense. I can't believe that much power, though, doesn't, like, hold up. So, I figured that much power would be more than enough to be on the moon. So, yeah, it really... The crater looks awesome, but I think that's because the sun is reflecting off of it. Yeah. That's all we can light up of the entire crater. I figured these lights would spread out a little bit, but it didn't. So, anyways, guys, I'm just going to reload it here. Was it F9? Yeah. I always hit the wrong one for some reason. I have a really bad habit of doing that. So, we got this thing to the surface, guys, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. Maybe I'll take it over to a trench or something, just kind of explore around. But anyways, guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. And, yeah, I will see you next time.